I'm back, folks. So, figured if you want to listen to this, you can. Can anyways, you don't have to. Just gonna rehash some stuff that it needs to be rehashed every now and then, so we keep it at the forefront of our minds instead of letting this world control us, control our thoughts and our actions and everything else. You know, the reason we're here is to help one another and glorify God and do God's will. Not here for ourselves. We're not here for our own personal gain. We're here for God's gain. And there's so many people that want to tell you, and I watch them, especially economic guys, I watch them. They sit there and, become your own bank, buy into this, buy into that, and boy, you're going to become rich, boy, I'm going to blah, 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 do this for you and that for you. No, that's not what it's about. It's foolishness is what it really is. Oh, you need whatever they want to call it, money, funds, it doesn't matter. Whatever they call it to survive, to buy and sell. But they're going to control that too. There's going to come a day when they told you Daenerys was like a day's wage. You would need to work a day to buy a loaf of bread. We're not there yet. Is it coming? Yeah. When? I don't know. But God doesn't lie. So it's coming. And people, I've explained this death note to you. That's all it is. It's bullshit. It's just nothing. It absolutely is nothing. They steal your time, your labor, for that. For nothing. You spend more time collecting things that we don't really need because, oh, I like that or I like this, and then you buy it and it sits over here in this corner or sits over there or sits in a shelf in a closet or something, and it's like you bought it. Why? Well, I liked it. Well, at the time we can all get by with much, much, much less in our personal lives. Well, and I understand there's guys out there and women out there that, they need certain things to be self-employed and to do things. I get that. God gets it too. He was a carpenter. But do you need all the other stuff? You buy it because you want it. It's like people think, oh, buy new cars. Why? Well, they wanted it. They build their dream home and they don't know what the hell. I mean, it's their dream home. If they actually got out and looked around, they'd find out that ain't their dream home. They go somewhere here, go somewhere there, and they're like, oh, I like that, I like that. Now they want to change their dream home because it's not the dream anymore. It's the foolishness of people. So, anyhow, you see, there's a lot of us out here that we're here. We're just here. And then there's some that are here strictly, purely for evil. And then there's some here that are strictly, purely here for God. And the camp that, well, we're just here is pretty large. And they're also committing a lot of evil, sin. You see, you have a neighbor, relatives, friends, it doesn't matter. They have a problem, whether, some kind of substance abuse or something like that. And, they fall down and have a hard time getting up because they're drunk or drugs or whatever. They're just constantly screwing up. And you help them up and you dust them off and send them on their way. Make sure they're all right. Just for them to do it all over again. And you keep helping them up and send them on their way. But you can't stop them from sinning. God does that to most of us, or all of us. He helps us up and keeps us going. But He gave you free will. So, well, you keep screwing up. Because this world is so important to you. You live in it. You're here. But why are you here? Some of us have a purpose. All of us have a purpose. Some good, some evil. Some may just have a tiny little purpose, and some may have a big purpose. We don't know. But you have to remember, go take yourself and put yourself in a very cramped space. I mean, something that is cramped. Don't do it if you're claustrophobic. But a very tiny, cramped space where you can't even hardly move. And stay like that for as long as you can. And then stay like that some more. I'm just using it as a metaphor. Same thing with the fire, you know. Take your hand and stick it in a fire, or your arm, or your leg, or something, and just hold it there. See how long you can stand it. You're not going to stand it very long. Put a bag over your head. I'm not saying do any of this. I'm just using examples. And close that bag up. See how long you can breathe. You'll be gasping. Get a little air. Gasp some more. Just keep gasping for air. You're confined up, uncomfortable. You're burning, hot. You can't hardly breathe. And do that for eternity. eternity, not a minute, not 2 minutes. If you were like that, that would seem like eternity to you. But we're talking about God's eternity, forever. This is why it's so important that you follow God and His commandments, no matter what this earthly bullshit tells you. People, this is all a bad, bad illusion. It's a lie. See, I've said it before. I mean, yes, this is the beast system. This is the devil's workshop. And you're running around like a child in a candy store. God's still ultimately in charge. See, the devil can't do anything to you without God's permission. There's a lot of examples of that. So, remember, by the grace of God go I. And that's why we're here. We're not here for me. We're not here for you. We're not here for the country that you love so much that doesn't love you back because it can't. It's incapable. It's like that car. Oh, I love that car. Well, does it love you back? If you were drowning, could that car save you? See, people, look around your house. Look at all the stuff you got. And most of it's like, well, I like that. It's nice. Do you sit there and worship it and idolize it? Do you sit there and stare at that painting you got like 24/7, or do you just walk by it anymore and like you've had it so long it's like, oh yeah, that old thing, yeah, I like it, but it doesn't mean anything. But you spent good, hard-earned money for it that they created out of thin air. They stole your time that you're never going to get back. Especially you're a young man or woman. Look in the mirror. Look at you. You're young. 18, 16, 18, 20, 30, early 30s, early 40s. You're still young. Think of all the stuff you could have not been burdened with. Probably been much happier. I mean, give your money to these places like Walmarts and Ikeas and Targets. I mean, places like that for junk, crap furniture that doesn't last, just junk. When you could go on like places like Facebook or auctions and garage sales, estate sales, and so on and so forth, and buy real good, good quality stuff at a fraction of the price, and be money ahead. Death notes, whatever. They didn't steal as much from you then. There's a way to beat the system, and that is try not to be in the system. I mean, you need a pair of glasses? Great, get a pair of glasses. Don't buy the most expensive things that say because they're I don't know. I don't know. You know, like Prada or Gucci or Ray Ban or you understand what I'm saying. You're paying a premium on that stuff when a cheaper pair would do you just fine. But you got to go. Oh, my glasses say this, or my shirt says this. I mean, look, some bitch is all melted and got holes in it. It's been on fire. Did I throw it away? No. Oh, it'll be someday when it'll be so destroyed. Yeah, you know. I'll probably throw it to the ground and let the dog curl up with it. But I'm not running out and buying a new one. If I can run across a garage sale and find one in good shape, I'll buy it for a buck or two. I'm not going down to the damn place buying crap like that. Nope. I won't play their system. I'm not going to play their game. You play what you have to. And trust in God. God's going to judge all this. And He's going to judge you. So if you're a Muslim or a Buddhist or a this or a that, remember, the only way to eternal life is through Jesus Christ. Through Jesus Christ. God's Son. That's the only way. All of your other religions and all this and that stuff ain't going to get you there. And the longer you take teaching your children these things, you're doing them a disservice. Oh, there'll be a time in life when they grow up and you're going to have to dust them off and make sure they're okay, send them on their way so they can do it all over again and again and again, just like God's done it for you. Until you get your head out of your butt and realize wouldn't it be fun to be stuck in this tiny little box that's burdened you. But you're not consumed by the fire, but you feel it. You can't hardly breathe because the heat, the gases, and everything else. I mean, if hell's under our feet, well, what comes shooting up with when a volcano erupts? That's magma. Magma, it melts rock and metal and everything else. It's hot. You'd be submerged in it and just have it all, and you can't hardly breathe or anything for eternity. Think about that. That's why you don't care about what all these other people are doing. Only care about what you're doing. Set yourself right with God. Focus your life on God. Not all the crap you got in your house. Not the Black Friday specials. And blah, blah, blah. God's taking care of you already. Most of you, I'm sure. You have a roof over your head. You're not starving. I mean, in this world, you have transportation, your own. Some people use public transportation. There's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes it's not very safe, but God did say, sell your tunic and buy a sword. But this piece of shit government we have, they say, oh, you can't defend yourself. Say, you gotta run away. You gotta run away. Look, if you didn't make it this far, there may be no hope for you. There's such thing as called jury nullification. That means you look at the law and you say, is that just law? And if it's a just law, well, then you could find the person guilty. But you also have to consider the person's circumstances, why they did what they did, and a whole bunch of other stuff. And maybe the law's not just at all. Maybe it's just a way to control you, another gotcha. And if it is, well, you have to play this and apply this because you're listening to some guy sitting there in a black robe like a vampire, robbing your soul. Just because the law says something and you're sitting on a jury, you have the right to disagree with that law and say, we don't agree with it. Oh, but the law says we don't agree with the law. Say, you don't understand. Your law says this person did something wrong. We say your law is unjust and you don't have the right. Send that person home. And of course, judge is going to step in and go, "Oh well, I'm going to do this now. I'm taking it out of the jury's hands." When then again, see, he's wrong. He's controlling. He's a piece of dog shit. You have the right to make things the way you believe they should be. You. Not some government. Because this is yours. All of it's yours. God gave it to you. He created it for you. Created it all for you. Stand up and accept it. Claim your birthright. If you're a Christian, claim your birthright. Jesus has already been here. He sealed it. It's done. That's what he said on the cross. Last thing he said, it was done. He went to hell. Hell has no power over him. He went down there and let them know that. You got no power over me. You got no power over my people. And then he went to heaven. Why? Well, he's preparing a spot for you. Don't let him down. Don't let yourself down. God will pick you up and he'll dust you off, but it's up to you. It's up to you. Really, all I got to say. I know it's long-winded. We're not in control of anything to speak of. God is. God's in control of everything. It all belongs to him. And I get tired of listening to this abortion, evil, quackery. My body. It's not your body. This body here doesn't belong to me. It belongs to God. He paid for it. He created it. And He paid for it. So all you people that run around getting all tattooed up and use your abortion as a way of birth control because you screwed up. Because you like to sin more than anything. Because it's your body. The hell it is. He knew you before you were even in the womb. Better do some real soul searching. I could go on and on, but don't feel like it. But you all take care and pray. Pray for this new administration. Pray for the old one. Pray for these people. Even though they're Satanists, pray for them anyways. God is in the miracle business. There is nothing that is beyond His control. And thank Him. Thank Him and thank Him and thank Him. Yeah. Y'all have a good one.